Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube. Welcome to the N-word, where it's not nicotine, it's nerd. Nerd.
Dun, dun, dun.
This is now a barbershop quartet.
Wow, words
A barbershop quartet.
So
Make fun of my writing.
John cannot write and Tony cannot speak, but somehow they can communicate with you.
And yet we're the normal ones?
Wonder Twin Powers.
Does that make us?
With our powers united.
Now we're just jumping genres. This makes great radio. Who's here today?
I'm your not host, Edward St. Alban Reardon the Fifth.
I'm your not host, Robert Anthony Arco the First. Or the second, depending. Or the third, depending.
No, because your name doesn't all match. Never mind.
Yeah, no.
I'm your not host, John Arco. The pie.
The big Arco. And
You didn't want to toss your
3.14?
middle name in there?
No.
Everyone else was doing it. You want to be unique.
John Robert Arco.
your middle name is Robert?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't know!
Wait for it! This is your not host, Brennan Robert Sheets. So you have three Roberts on the couch and Edward.
How did I not know? This is now... Our next N-word should be Robert.
I got two words. Hostile takeover.
It's not Robert, it's nerd.
It's our grandfather's first name is Robert. Our father's first name is Robert. His middle name is Robert. My middle name is Robert.
My middle
Wait,
name is
Or his
Anthony.
first name is Robert. Sorry, I have a burrito on the brain.
It's
Literally, it's on his head.
This just spiraled out of control.
Topic man, put us back. Oh,
My
Topic
mother's
man.
maiden name is Brennan.
Okay.
My
Oh.
dad's first name is Robert. My dad's last name is Sheets. I was the firstborn of their children. I represent the union of their marriage. Boom.
Aw.
Irish for you.
Damn.
my first name should have been Tucker.
You should look that up on
If you,
Urban
before
Dictionary.
you were named,
And then your
you,
middle, so
what
you'd
your
be
name
Tucker
is.
Dick? Oh, that's...
Before you were named what your name is, did you have a name that you were gonna be? Like, do you know what if you were ended up being a girl? What your name would be?
Mine started
yeah.
with like a J. It was like Jalawina or some shit.
Josephine,
Josephine. It was
Josephine?
Yeah, Josephine.
after our grandmother.
Totally not Jalawina.
Jalawina.
After their
Yeah.
black slave that their ancestors owned?
Galactus. My name would have been Galactus.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I'm gonna call the bullshit on
Galactus,
that.
what a hot girl you would have been.
It's kind of like Helga.
Guys, that's Galactus.
Hi guys! Hey! Want to see my Galactus?
Please
Are
put
you-
us back on track.
No, Brendan, I want to hear what your girl name would be.
I have no idea.
Renina.
Brenina?
And there are actually girls named Brennan.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I have, while reffing soccer over the last 16 years now, I have come across 3 females named Brennan.
Okay, is it just me? I should be talking to you for this. Is it just me, or do girls with the unisex names and not the girly names better, like slightly hotter?
Whoever looks better and has a better personality is in my opinion.
I guess
That's
the
the
slut's gonna
nice guy
shut up
answer.
and curl up and then.
So, nothing we have spoken about has actually been on our list of topics.
We've actually
Go
spoken
to
about
the list
things.
of topics.
What?
Not really organized things, but
Oh, that's
things were
fair.
mentioned.
Okay.
Things
So
happen.
first topic, librarians, and then there's the TV show librarians, the librarians, and then there's 4.
There's
Don't ask
3.
me. I have.
I haven't seen them. I have seen them on Netflix, but there are 3.
They're pretty good. I highly recommend them.
I
There's
like
3
them.
movies called The Librarian, and then there's the Quest for the Holy Grail. This is out of order.
That sounds like a
Spear of
much
Destiny.
vastly different film.
And are we going
I was,
back to
I was going to Monty Python there, but
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I feel like so.
Thought we were going back to what was it? The Hands of Glory.
Obviously.
Oh yeah.
Tune into our first LP to figure that one
Hands
out.
of
Yeah.
Glory.
If it ever gets edited.
And we talk about
Actually,
John's
certain days
boner
we're good.
a lot.
Yes, we
Yep.
do.
He sucks so many people off.
Okay, we had to go there. All I know about the librarian is it has that guy from ER in it.
ER and
Tom
Falling
That's a
Skies.
lot.
And Falling Skies, that's right.
I need to.
I
Oh
catch up
yeah,
on
he's
that.
the hot guy that's in that. That's
Yeah.
in everything.
That's in
He's
everything.
like 60. I mean, he's handsome.
He's 60?
George
It
Clooney.
ran for forever.
It did. Everyone made a guess. Oh, and
I was on it.
Yeah, didn't it have like
I
20
wasn't.
seasons or
The
something?
the doctor who had MS. She is in The Librarians.
I was gonna say-
The one. Oh no, that's not the same actress.
No, she's in a wheelchair.
No,
doesn't
I
she?
didn't.
She's-
You assume that I've actually watched ER. I just know of its existence.
No, but that's a different actress. Actually,
Well,
never mind.
Moving on. Off air.
So, I enjoy The Librarians because and like Warehouse 13. As
Ooh,
we were
I like
talking
Warehouse
about how
13.
there's similarities. A lot of it because they will give you like this little made up bit, but they also do give some history involved into like the era which this came from. What's going on? Why are you looking at your phone like you just crapped yourself?
No.
Oh fuck!
My phone
And then
evolved.
Tommy crapped himself.
Evolved into Raichu.
Yeah.
What just happened? Are you okay?
I punched my knife.
How
Dare you talk back to me?
No, keep going on librarians.
Yeah.
So it does have that history involved, but it also has that cool like sci-fi theme where magic is involved and there's like different properties. It's a lot like Warehouse 13.
Yeah.
However, it's independent magic and not so much that the humans channel energy into it by emotions
That's fair.
and love.
And love.
Love
Which is the most
conquers
powerful
all.
thing.
Baby,
So
don't
yes,
hurt me.
I highly recommend.
Okay.
Which one? Do you recommend the TV
Both.
shows or the movies?
I
Both.
say see both.
How was when did the TV show start? Because I
Like
thought it was
two,
it's very new.
December 7th.
Okay, so it's a new. It's
It's
very
new. There's only 5 episodes out so far.
5 episodes since the 7th. That means like
Well, consider
two-part
holidays
premiere.
and everything. It gets delayed. It's every Sunday.
right. But
Okay, so the
it was from
premiere was a
December,
two-parter.
December 7th.
Premiere was a two-parter.
Premiere was a 2-parter.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. That
And what?
Makes
Yesterday was Sunday too.
sense.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah, the 5th
I don't
one
know.
just came out. It might be 4.
Okay.
4 or 5. Anyways,
Regardless,
There is a number of
Regardless,
episodes.
there is a
about
number.
it.
That
Regardless,
is.
Specific
it's on
number.
TNT. You can probably see The Librarians if you have on demand. I think it might be on Netflix, but they
is.
might have. Okay.
Or you can
It's
just
DVD
torrent it
only,
like
I
the
think,
rest
though.
of us.
Or yes.
Yeah.
Arr.
That works as well. So moving right along, John would like to discuss his first time.
Okay, no, okay.
Please tell us.
So for everybody at home,
Was it on the couch that I slept on for like 3 years? With, like,
we're not
fucking telling
actually
me?
talking about the time I lost
No,
my
I know
virginity.
that. I know that.
But yes, it is. So yesterday, we, as a whole, all 4 of us recorded an LP together, a Let's Play, where we played a game and had hilarity and...
And it'll be up on YouTube very soon because I was editing it all day today.
Oh, cool.
No, I wasn't editing it at all.
okay.
All today. I was lying. So you.
They didn't need to know that.
So you guys would think that I actually am productive.
Well, so I was thinking about it today on the way home from work. I've kind of done something like that before in the most... non what we did yesterday kind of thing. I had...
So you did.
What was it? What did you do? What did you play?
I had a Dino Crisis and Final Fantasy VIII. But I used this device.
Is it on the interweb somewhere?
No.
Please send me. Oh fuck.
No. This is where it gets interesting. So you know the device we used, the capture
Yes.
thing? And the one I used just sent it directly to VHS.
Ooh.
And I just recorded the cinematics.
I took a picture.
That's really did you
Using my
so
Game
no
Boy
like commentary over it or anything? It was
No
just recorded.
gameplay, no commentary.
You just recorded the cinematics. Okay.
I just thought I'd bring that up.
What was the
Any
first
particular reason?
game?
No, I thought about it. I was like, hey, we
recorded.
did an LP yesterday.
Minecraft.
No, I did stuff before that. Because there were times that, like, on my
Postal
old
2.
computer... Yes, it was Postal 2.
I bought that for $1.50.
It was Postal 2. No, there was games that I wanted to record. I think I may have recorded, like, some Portal or something. I may have done that. But nothing with commentary over it until I got into Minecraft. Mm-hmm. And then, Oh, no, wait! I remember now! Me and my friends, when I was in, like, the 8th grade,
So 2010.
Yeah. Oh.
No.
2009.
Oh.
That makes it better, right?
No.
Is that your legit answer?
Yeah.
Oh
it's
my
the
God.
8th grade. 2009.
That's when I was
Anyways.
a freshman.
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh god.
8th grade really wasn't that long ago.
Yeah,
guys.
it wasn't.
No, but me and my friend,
I had a
my
house.
friend got a Dazzle for Christmas.
Okay.
And
Oh my God.
it was a very simple
I
device.
was working at Best Buy.
And it wasn't very good, but we recorded the very first couple of hours of gameplay of Metroid Prime on the GameCube.
Oh.
That was what... And we did... Because I had Metroid Prime Trilogy. Actually, no, so it was on the Wii. But yeah, and that game is awesome. I still love Metroid Prime. It's like my favorite thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was my first attempt at an LP, and then we had like some actual commentary on it with Minecraft, and then I tried doing like some command thingies, and then
Which you still have on your YouTube
which I
channel.
still have on my YouTube channel, which I'm not gonna link to because those are weird videos, and then
Come on, Goat Simulator video's hilarious.
oh yeah, that goes sim
I'm
video
really
is
tired.
pretty
I'm
funny.
gonna play Goat Simulator, and you've got a fucking jetpack on at one point. It's fucking ridiculous.
Hey, it's a very valid simulation.
It is. Oh, and I streamed a while before I wanted to experiment with streaming because we had Creepers for Cancer coming up, which we're going to be doing in May.
Look forward to that.
Look forward to that. But before that, it was like in the last January, I was doing some streaming stuff, and I streamed Amnesia: The Dark Descent, and that was fun. And I had a couple of my friends from like that just like went to my school that were watching it and were like messaging me what to do when I was stuck in places, and it was really fun.
Oh, wow, that made me depressed. No, not that.
Oh,
Sorry.
I was like, oh, God.
No, I was thinking of
Sorry.
the 2009 part and where I was at that time
Oh.
listening. And
Okay.
I remember the fun
Continue.
fact from that.
Anyways, no, it was just but I mean, it's really fun to like play and know that some people might watch you eventually, and that just to record it is you can look back on it and remember how fun that was. Oh, that was cool when that happened, or when we respawned you and you showed up right behind the door, and so you had to kill yourself in order to get
That
respawned
was
back into the
fun.
plane.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Glitches and things.
You went to Summit, Brian.
Yeah.
Do you remember, because you would have been in 7th grade when this happened, because I was in 8th grade, that Obama got elected?
No, that's fine.
Uh-huh.
And then in the morning, over the intercom, they were just like, guys, if someone doesn't like Obama, please stop calling them racist. Thank you, have a good day.
I did not.
Really?
What?
They went over the intercom, and they're just like, don't judge people on their political party and stop calling them racist, please. Thank you. Have a nice day. It's
Probably just that
Wow.
one
Was that like a
person
morning
getting
announcements
picked
or
on.
something?
Yeah, I lolled.
Oh my god.
I legitimately
I remember
Lulling
on
wasn't a
the
thing when
day
we were
the
age.
day of
We had to spell out everything.
it was the day of the election, and the votes were coming in, and so we had a TV where you could watch like the live feed of
John, you and I voted in that election. I'm
This
like,
is
wait a
in
minute.
7th
I voted
grade.
for Obama twice.
Mind you.
Oh my god.
My 3rd grade teacher had the live view of 9/11 in the classroom.
We did that when
Yeah, that was 8th grade for us.
Yeah. Mrs. Beck.
Back to my story.
Yes.
I was in.
Miss
cafeteria.
Trojan was not Candy Trojan, ladies and
Excuse
gentlemen.
me.
My geography teacher in 7th grade was named Candy Trojan. Candy, if you're listening to this, I never liked you.
None of us liked you.
Was
I
she
had
have
you
like
too.
a fiery personality, or was it more icy?
No, she was a
Thank you.
cold. I'm sorry, but she was a cold-hearted bitch.
She was very protective.
Maybe she's warm for
And
him.
there was like rumors spreading
Red
around.
for his
There was rumors spreading around that she had used to be like a Playboy bunny, but
Well, if you
With
had
a
the
name
name
like
Candy
that?
Trojan,
yeah.
With a name like
It's a
that.
built-in stripper name.
Yeah.
I keep recommending my cousin needs to become a stripper.
Built
And
in.
She was just born coming out in the pole.
my
Yeah.
cousin's name is Rowdy Sheets. Just saying.
Yeah, my sister told me that.
Oh yeah, I told her that at the bar.
At the bar, yeah.
Yes. I
The point of
actually-
my story, I just gotta get through this,
Go
okay,
through it.
guys?
Okay.
Hold on. There's a substitute
Focus.
teacher on election day, and the substitute teacher was making Obama jokes the whole day, and he got fired right in front of us.
Nice.
Wow.
It was awesome!
Were they like super racist jokes?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's
They were
amazing.
horribly racist and just horribly Republican,
Stop doing that.
gross jokes.
Was it the principal
No,
just walk by
don't
like, you're
try
fired,
it.
and then
Okay.
just walk away?
Felicia.
Don't
Bye,
guess
Felicia,
the
you're
damn
done.
joke.
Yeah, she said that. Okay, story over. Now we can actually move on, and now that my story is over, we don't have anything to talk about.
No,
Well,
we-
fun side story.
Wrap it up.
I
goodbye,
actually
guys.
met Edward's sister before I met Edward.
It's true, and the connection was never made.
No.
And apparently
Until-
Edward's sister knows me more than I know her.
Yeah, that's true, because you graduated in the same year as my other sister, Stacy, who lives in California. Hi, Stacy, if you're listening to this, which you're not. And Nikki was the year above you. And Nikki went to the Mirage Bar, and you apparently talk to everyone that goes to the Mirage.
It's
True.
fucking ridiculous.
You
They
like
talk
to know
to me.
everyone on a, like, good
It's like Cheers.
first name basis.
Yeah.
And so
Well,
you
but
like
they just
invited
come
her
to me. I sit alone sometimes to like do homework and stuff because you should always do homework with a beer. And
Well,
people just
rum.
come up and they start talking to me, and then they get to know. Well, I get to know them because they tell me their entire life stories. And then every time I see them again, like your sister was not one of those type of peoples. We met on which I do not endorse smoking, but we were on the smoking patio. And that's one of those areas where everyone just talks to everyone.
It's one of those activities.
And she said, so you two struck up conversation, and that your cousin is named, because since your last name is Sheets, your cousin's name is Rowdy, and he is Rowdy Sheets.
Yes.
And,
He's only had one girlfriend, so he's not that rowdy. I mean, maybe, he might be a monogamous. Feisty,
Monogamously
person.
rowdy?
I know he's not going to listen to this.
He doesn't have a computer.
No, he might not know how to turn it on.
Well,
Anyways,
But he's dumber than a bag of rocks. But yeah, so, yes, that was fun.
yeah, and so I remember, yeah, that was just like, oh yeah, I'm doing this thing with some friends, and one of them is Brennan, and then when we did game night, she was like, "You're the guy! You're the guy!" And I was like, what's happening? Everyone knows everyone, and I don't know anything.
It's true. It's true.
And that was that.
the most shocking thing is I knew
have
Edward
gone
before his
out
sister.
of the country and run into
Yeah.
people I know. Wow. My dad has the same problem. Mm-hmm. And we're just... I'm not one of those personalities where I walk into any party and I'm the A-type personality. However, when I get a few drinks in me, I'm definitely the A-type personality. When I'm completely sober, I don't really like people.
I think that some people are okay, but mostly I just wish we would poison everyone.
I've thought
Yep.
of it, but apparently
I'm
that's
not drinking
genocide.
anything from either of you two. Have a Coke? No.
Okay, what's next on our topic list of topics?
Your credit card. You were going to
Oh,
tell us.
yeah.
I wanna hear the story.
numbers.
6. I went pants shopping today because I needed new pants, and I give out so many membership cards to TradeSmart that which are just, it takes like 30 seconds to sign up, and it's just like a way for the store to like keep track of your buys and stuff like that.
It's a sensor marketing
Yeah.
collection data.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. It's about statistics.
Right.
But it helps us to like look people up when we need to do special orders and give people discounts or whatever. So that's good. But so she goes, "Oh, hey, do you have a JCPenney card?" And I was like, "No, I don't have a JCPenney card." She's like, "Okay, well, we can get you one. It's pretty easy to sign up." I'm like, "Okay." Thinking, "Oh yeah, it's a membership card." She at no point during this transaction said, "Oh yeah, it's a credit card." And it's gonna ruin your soul. You're signing away your soul to the devil. JCPenney's the devil. Which, okay, that might not be the truth.
Back it up.
But the only thing that I've actually heard about credit cards is that they're all horrible, and you sign away your soul, and they ruin your credit, and you'll die alone.
Only if you mishandle them.
You
Yeah.
need credit cards to build credit. Unfortunately, it's a lot easier to spend money that you don't really know exists, and that is just, completely digital. You have no really say putting it in or anything like that, than it is to like a debit card that you're able to manage a lot easier. So a lot of people default on their credits, and that's what breaks your credit. It's not paying back those. But what actually is something strange about the whole system is if you go bankrupt, get really shitty credit, and then get out of debt and build up your credit again. I'm sorry, that was a lot harder than I wanted to be. He was doing my...
You just stabbed him in the eye.
Go for the eye. Fun of him and he
going for the head.
Gouged out my eye socket.
I wish I recorded that. I have the audio, but...
Sorry, technical difficulties. He was mocking my hand gestures.
Oh.
Then...
Stabbed by a pinky.
You build it faster than if you were to just make basic payments.
But don't do that.
You shouldn't do that. However, if that happens to you and you're able to get out of debt, there is a minor, little itty bitty silver lining.
Okay.
Because
credit is just like the spirit world, right?
Pretty much. Yes.
Okay, because I have literally no idea what credit is, and or what the credit score is, or how it is tracked. Or how it is gained or lost. It's
my personal view on economics as a whole is it's all just made up numbers anyways.
Yeah.
Taking in mind like the country's debt, we're in trillions.
Yeah, money's made up.
It's money's literally
like
at this point. At this point, it's what can we barter? I really wish
it's up
we
to like
could go back to the bartering
right
system.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll do work for you because I need this, or stuff like that. Like I'll give you this for that. Rather than, numbers on a screen that have actually no physical value to them.
Right.
And money's just a way of controlling the populace.
Mm-hmm.
It has been since the invention of the coin. It has always been a way to not only just keep people in a certain class systems. That is one function of it, but the primary function of it is to have an organization behind the barter system, and the concept was a good idea until the class system emerged from it. I'm a Marxist, if you weren't able to pick up on that. A lot of people claim that as a communist, not entirely the same thing.
No, definitely.
But yes.
Fucking commie.
Fucking
America.
Commie. Brennan's a fucking commie, everyone. I didn't realize that by typing in your social security number that you were...
You need a lot of information for your membership card.
I know, you do. And I was like,
Do you look me up for
I'm
this?
positive that my identity is going to be stolen by this girl behind the counter. She is going to turn into Edward St. Alban Reardon V, and she's going to have my address and my ID and my license number and my social security number, and she will be me, because now I'm handing her my debit card to pay for the pants.
So the reason I started laughing...
And I realized that at 6 p.m., 4 hours afterwards.
Don't you love those epiphany moments?
It was a sudden rush of information like, oh my god, I signed my way and my soul to the devil. What?
However, though, you might not be eligible for it.
Probably not.
So, and I have, quote-unquote, signed up for credit cards, but they don't ask for proof of your income, so I will...
It gave me a 20% off discount anyways, regardless of whether or not I got approved.
Which is why I've done that.
So I paid only $30 compared to like $45.
And
yay, pants.
Most 18-year-olds who... How long have you been
19.
19?
8 months.
8 months? You're probably not going to have enough credit built up. Shut up. You're not going to have enough credit built up, probably, to be eligible for it. And especially with store ones, because they have a... You must have a better credit standing than like a Discover card.
Well, then I guess I'm just going to wait and check my credit score when I'm like 40 and, be in the negatives.
Sometimes there's cancellation fees, but you can cancel it.
Cool.
So you can always look into that as well.
Alright, credit cards. Huzzah.
The reason I started laughing when you were telling this story, because you texted me the thing in the group meet.
Right,
the topic?
that I accidentally signed up for a credit card.
Whilst I was watching the movie Identity Theft. And I put 2 and 2 together. And
That sounds like... laughing. I definitely think Melissa McCarthy is now me. I'm pretty sure.
No, you're like 4 hers, or she's like 4 yous.
Or hers. She's like,
My conversion factor got reversed.
Edward is a giant. He is on the couch. The 3 of us are on the ground.
And the chair, and the couch, and the ground, and the pool table. What's next? What do we got?
Muggles. Frickin' muggles. I messaged them by Merlin's beard. These muggles drive worse than Dragon's Dunk. And
They do.
we live in Colorado.
yeah.
It snows here. We get
Weird.
I know.
Precipitation.
Right. It always seems to
You're
shock
not part of the
some
solution.
people.
You're part of the precipitate.
And it's funny,
Oh
like,
my fucking god.
do you need to be slapped again?
No, please.
Okay. After 2 months of it snowing off and on regularly, drivers get better. But it's like those early ones that
It's like they all
snowed in a
moved
while.
here from Africa.
And they
Yeah.
just freaking forget what snow looks like. I was going 5 miles an hour on Hampton.
Oh my god.
Wow.
At 3. The roads weren't bad then.
No. The roads haven't been bad.
They haven't. No, it got a little icy when the sun went down, but that was about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yes, it just irks me. And maybe that's, me being 26 years in Colorado, but...
Listeners, if you live in Colorado,
Or
stop being a
don't
twat.
drive when it snows. Hey, we have great public transportation systems which suck when it snows
And horses.
because you're outside, but
And
use
horses.
them instead. Get the fuck off the road so us normal people can drive. Okay, that was my tangent.
Thank you for the tangent. We all agree with you.
Oh yeah.
Fractal.
I drive a Prius and I kick
Fractal.
Fuck you.
Fictional universe
Fractal.
you would
Fractals
like
are
to
cool.
live in.
Okay, I thought about this topic
I
at
lived in
work
a
today.
fractal one when I was on some things.
Moving right along. When my buddy at work was like, because he saw my lock screen, and right now it's a xenomorph trying to bite you.
Uh-huh.
And he goes, if I invented a machine that could put you in the aliens universe, what would you do? And I was like, probably die. And he's like, what would you bring with you? I was like, lots of guns. And he's like, what if I gave you a knife? And I was like, that's it? But then I was like, I really wouldn't want to be in that universe for as much as Tony and I kind of play games in that universe and read in that universe.
Uh-huh.
It's just fucking scary as hell.
Right.
Yeah.
And, doing something on a video game does not make you an expert in hand-to-hand combat and shooting.
By no means, no.
I know, almost all the fictional universes, all the fandoms are like, I would love to be part of that. There's one that every fan's just like, no, I'm just
Hunger
gonna,
Games.
I'm just gonna sit here and call it good. Warhammer 40k. Because you'll instantly show up and have a demon gouge out your own dick and then beat you to death with it.
Oh!
It's very scary.
Warhammer
So
40k is very, very
So I was
scary.
thinking, is there a fictional universe that you'd like to be part of?
Wheel of Time.
There's still a lot of shit that can kill you in that.
I know, but Wheel of Time.
Okay, Tony's answer.
What is Wheel of Time?
Wheel of Time is like super Tolkien.
Isn't that book we read, in 1998?
That's
Wrinkle in
Wrinkle
Time.
in Time.
Time.
Okay, thank you.
I like
Wheel
that
of Time
It's
books
becoming
has
a movie.
those 15 books in the series.
Oh,
It's
okay.
being made into
14
a
in
movie.
a prequel.
Is it?
14 in a prequel. It's like 4 fingers and a toe.
6 seasons in a movie.
You know what universe I want to be a part of? I want to be a part of the Valve universe. Because most of it is...
We don't go to Ravenholm.
A lot of it is in the same universe.
Yeah.
Like Black Mesa and Half-Life and
Aperture.
then Aperture are definitely connected. We know that for sure. But I wouldn't doubt it that Left 4 Dead 2 Left 4 Dead and
Team Fortress.
Team Fortress are there somehow too. Team Fortress universe is super cool because they have the comics and they have the whole stories behind it.
Yeah, there's a big, thick Valve.
Really is,
Book.
yeah.
graphic
This
novel.
big thick valve.
And mostly just because I want a portal gun.
Yeah.
Portal would be so much more fun if you had the the long jump boots, the boots that let you
The long jump module that you get in Half-Life.
or something like that doesn't let you take fall damage.
Oh, sure, her boots that she
The
has.
boots, the weird boots.
Which we call that fall damage in real life, right?
Fall damage.
Or is that just dying or breaking your
Okay,
legs?
so
I
we're
call it
gonna
my old
intentionally break her
man-knees.
leg. And we're gonna go
Oh,
to
I
the
jumped 2
hospital.
stairs.
Intentionally breaking her leg and be like, Doctor, I took fall damage. Be like, oh my god, this man needs a med kit stat. Here, eat this. Oh, you're good. Okay, continue on your
They
day.
just hand you a med kit, you touch it, and you're like, ready to go.
Or like the
Eat some
stereotypical
food.
medkits in almost like 3/4 of the game that are just a giant syringe.
I'm thinking of another Vine where it's like where you in games where you can't swim, where you just like step into water and then you die immediately because you
Like Red Dead Redemption, that when your nose goes underneath the water, you instantaneously die. You're just like, yeah. Ugh.
Oh, good.
Is there a world you'd like to be part of?
Well, I have exceptions, like I would have to have the abilities of, like, the main characters
Yeah,
of that world.
that's kind of what
Okay.
I'm saying too.
Because otherwise I'm like, well, okay, dead, no. I wouldn't want Supernatural unless if I could have both the boys. And
Deal.
Castiel.
Deal. And you know what? Just all of the men.
Yeah,
Yep.
there's a lot of handsome men on that.
There's a lot of them.
My brother and I were talking about it. We're like, it's funny. Supernatural is like straight guy, gay guy, really good median. Like, you got a good storyline, you got this good brotherly love, but you also got really tons of gorgeous men in action scenes.
Ugh,
It's a show for the masses.
it is.
But realistically, I'd probably be dead pretty
Yeah.
quickly. Especially,
Definitely.
if I was in the first minute of the show.
Yeah, well, yeah, most people in that show, they don't see any monsters or anything. I mean,
You have a point there, Brent. Anyone who shows up right in the beginning is just like, well,
you're
that
dead.
fucker's
You're
dead.
dead.
You wouldn't say Doctor Who either because you have a very high chance of dying.
Unless
Right.
you're not in, like, London.
Unless you
However-
can run really well.
Right.
Yeah. Or
However,
unless you're
I
really
think
good at
seeing-
finding aliens or like the Doctor. Or if you're Martha, you're really good at figuring out that windows aren't air resist or aren't airproof. Because remember, okay, the only reason that Martha is is the companion is because in that episode where they are on the moon and the hospital gets transported to the moon, she's like, let's open up a window, and someone's like, no, it's a vacuum out there, and she's like, well, the windows aren't airtight, so thank you for giving me the word airtight. They're not airtight, and Doctor's like, you're incredibly brilliant, and let's take you along for a whole season, and you're like, fuck.
Even though
And then
that's
a year
like the
after you leave the
smartest
show,
thing.
you'll try to blow up the world.
Yep.
Bitch.
That was like their only good line was, well, they're not air seal type.
I mean, in her defense on that one, everyone else was trying to blow up the world, too.
Well,
she's still a twat.
nah.
Sarah
She's still a
Jane
twat.
and Captain Jack?
No, they were just trying to blow up the ship they were on.
Yeah.
No,
They
that
were-
would have taken a tear in, 3 different planets nearby.
Potato, I'm just saying.
We don't need Mars.
They-
Unless, for the manufacturer.
No, it wasn't
You know, the
Mars. It
priests
was,
of
it was when
Mars.
all the planets were together.
Oh, right, yeah.
still-
We're rambling again.
Yes,
Yeah,
Right,
we are.
right. I would say most I would like is Harry Potter.
That's
Yeah.
I would
I should
really enjoy
explain.
I've been
flying on a
waiting for
broom.
my letter for 8 years now.
Harry.
I don't want to hear about it. When I was 11, the first book came out. And so Harry aged with John and I.
I'm a baby.
And so it was great in a sense because it was really one of those books that really got me passionate about reading.
Mm-hmm.
And I think reading is a beautiful thing, especially when it's a great story that just takes you to this mystic world. And Harry Potter, for me, was really good for that. And it actually helped me with a lot of things that I had dealt with growing up and having to see it in a different perspective that had nothing to do with my life. But it helps me sort things out. And I think a lot of books can do that unintentionally.
Yeah. See, whenever I read a book, I always visualize the whole thing in movie form and figure out how would I adapt this into a film. That's what I do every time.
I tend to put myself as the main character when they're male, though.
I never did that.
I also had the Harry Potter look growing up.
I was Harry Potter
I
for
think that's
Halloween
Scarlet
3 years in a row.
It's not a lightning bolt.
I was Harry Potter for Halloween 3 years in a row.
Nice.
And the lightning bolt, I still like that. I had a cape or something. I don't fucking know.
Were you a kid?
No, that was this year.
I was going to say, because I did it when I was 20.
No, I was going to say something and I forgot. Go on.
So, next thing is horrible films, which I mistakenly mistook as Dr. Horrible at first, but I digress.
I wanted to say something when we got to this one.
Oh?
I mean, it was
One of
your
our
topic.
listeners, Ashley M., was talking about one of our previous episodes that she had listened to. And she said that she really enjoyed our Gone Girl is the prequel to Batman conversation.
I enjoyed
we
that
had on
too.
that episode. So
And then when I
shout out.
said Into the Woods, we had Chris Pine, and we were like, was this pre-Star Trek Chris Pine, or is this? So yeah, Chris Pine basically Captain Kirk is the prince in Into the Woods, and then many years after he becomes immortal, and then becomes Captain Kirk and forgets all of his past memories,
So
which happens to most people apparently.
When you brought up horrible films,
He had a watch.
Yeah, he had a fob watch. Did you mean things like Frankenhooker? like
Zombie strippers! Blood
Like-
fuckers.
Like what kind of
What?
horrible
It
movies
depends.
were you
What
talking
day did I bring this up? Because I actually
5 Twilight movies.
kind
You're
of
forced to watch.
forgot why I brought this up. Let me just flip through it. Go to the next topic and I'll figure this out.
Doctor Who, Xmas, and future of the show.
The
How did you
Christmas
like-
special was really, really
How
good.
did you like the Christmas special?
I liked it.
Talk in vague terms. Edward hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy seeing
Go ahead and spoil.
the previews leading up to it, but that was for personal reasons. I did like it though.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always I mean, they've done the dream sequence thing before with the Dream Lord.
Yes, but that was 2, and you were bouncing back between it. This was
Right.
more like Inception.
But dreams are always one of those things that they're fun to play with. And Moffat
Like boobs.
really enjoys playing with those underlying fears. Like, how do you know that you're dreaming?
Like at the end of the episode, they still didn't have head wounds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And also, me and John literally lost our shit when they made an aliens reference.
Oh my
Right.
god, it was the best thing
Lost
ever.
our
We
shit.
rewrote.
I wanted to text you, but I didn't want it to ruin, so I was waiting for you to show me that you had seen it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when he's like, they look like facehuggers, I'm like, John, Tony.
We were watching it the next day on
There's
demand.
a horror movie named Alien? No wonder you people keep getting invaded.
We were watching it the next day, and we had to rewind and watch that part again.
It was so fucking amazing.
But yes.
Okay,
So are we ready
horrible
for
films.
horrible films?
I remember
was
the
that-
day,
did you
and
want-
I remember what I was doing at that time. I said it. Oh, did I say it 9:43 a.m. or p.m.? No, it was p.m. That was the day after I rearranged all of the classic films and the there might have been the international films as well. And I told you there's this movie that I found that was called Big Tits Zombies. And
Oh,
it
me
was
too.
just Asian girls with big tits, and they killed zombies with chainsaws.
There's stripper zombies.
Yeah, zombie strippers. Watch
What
the
was
whole
that thing that we found at Tradesmart? It was like what about guns? The girls are guns this time.
Oh yeah, it was like an anime. It was in the anime section, and it
This is
was
for the anime porn guy.
they personified personified guns as girls, and their arms and their vaginas would turn into
Yeah, like a gun came
Like
out
a
between
gun.
their legs.
yeah.
So like Dr. Evil's fembots?
Pretty much,
Kinda.
except any part of them could just transform into a gun.
I mean, that could be useful.
And I'm pretty sure it was a hentai.
dangerous sexually,
well.
but
Don't want to make
Could
her
be
orgasm.
useful.
But I think what I was
It's
thinking
just
when I said
odd,
that
it's
was,
penetrating.
what
How do you
is...
cock guns? It's funny.
I think what I was thinking that day was, what is one of your least favorite films that you've ever seen? That you just saw that and you were like, that was a complete waste of 2 hours. of
The
my time.
Spirit.
Dragon Ball Z Live. Or
Can I
the-
say all 5 Twilight movies because I was forced to watch that?
You watched all of them?
Okay,
Yes, I can concur.
hint of
with
advice:
that,
if someone
but Dragon
forces
Ball Z
you to
was
watch
worse.
those movies, fucking kick them in the pussy and then run.
Whatever hurts the most.
Yeah.
I read the first book.
Me too.
Oh, I read all
You
3.
read the first book? Wow.
My aunt.
Michelle's mother forced me to do it.
My aunt gave them to me as a gift, and my aunt is one of those people who
How'd that go?
it was a Christmas gift.
Oh.
I mean, she's still related to me. I didn't murder her.
Yeah, I murdered my aunt because she
Is it-
gifted me
Is it
Twilight.
bad? Like in my head, it was just like her going, "You're gay. You're like this."
No, she knows I like to read.
Oh, okay.
A lot of my family members give me books that they find interesting or whatever it might be, and they're like, "Hey, read this, and then we'll discuss it." And yeah, so I was forced to read all three, and then because I had read all three, my parents took that as he must like these.
Oh god!
So they bought me all three movies, which I later sold at Tradesmart. And the guy just looked at me and goes, "2 of these are still wrapped." And I'm like, "Yes, they are."
Yeah, yes, they are. Please take them from me now.
I don't care if that means they're worth more. I'll give you money.
Yeah.
Here's $5 to get these the fuck out of my house.
It technically means that they are worth more because you can just basically refund them. Mm-hmm. You don't have to give them back used. One of the, I just watched
for like
the
5
interview
years.
and it was like pretty bad. And
Was
the
it?
worst film, one of the worst films that I've seen, and only because it just ruined everything, but it was Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Fucking
Oh yeah, that's
I haven't even watched it yet, and I know how fucking shitty a piece of crap that is.
Oh.
Why
I
are all
watched
the
a lot of
Asians
the
white?
show, and it's so good. But fuck the movie.
But fuck the movie.
Especially the ones from the water tribes.
I felt the same way for Saint Vincent. Because it made it
My
look like it was going to be a good
parents
film, and
enjoyed Saint Vincent.
I
I
just
haven't
was
seen
really
it.
disappointed by it.
That's
Like-
a Redbox movie for me.
Bill Murray was just annoying, and he got
Michael
nominated
Bay's
for
a
Golden
twat.
Globe. God damn it! I don't know why. Maybe that's just me though. But I also just saw the interview, and that was pretty terrible. But only because James Franco is like my least favorite person.
See that slightly fat one or the slightly
He's
not
the
fat one?
he's
The
the
slightly not fat one that was in 127 hours, and he's really good at being unlikable. He's like the least likable person in the movie.
He just has that face.
I
did like
James
him in
Franco-
Mel.
On the
If
other
you're
hand,
listening.
the film itself was pretty. I mean, like it had some really good jokes in it,
Could have been because
and I thought it was like well edited together. The acting was pretty terrible, except for Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen was pretty good in it, I think. And we are going
How
to get
much
nuked
weed did he
tonight.
smoke
Yeah.
in the movie?
He smoked one weed.
I was gonna say he can't
One
do a movie
weed.
without at least.
There was one
joint.
scene where and then there was another scene where he did ecstasy, and there was another scene where there was coke on the table.
See, his
There's
other
a lot of
movies,
drugs.
He doesn't usually do the other drugs, but he has not.
And I think he did opium in China.
I don't think. He's,
Maybe I'm just saying that was opium because he was in China at the time and he was smoking something, but it's
be
quite
my
possible it
reasons.
was opium. Regardless, though, we are getting nuked tonight. So thank you all
Save
for
your bottle
listening.
caps.
Thank you all for listening to the Nerd
If
Word.
this has made it to
will be the last
YouTube,
time.
we've survived.
They held nothing back on the Asian in the North Korea jokes. It was racist. It was so racist.
well, yeah,
Um,
I could tell that from the trailers.
So want to see it.
well, but
like there was a part where it was like Seth Rogen had just gotten really drunk and he had left a message to the North Korean government saying that he wanted to do an interview with Kim Jong Un because Kim Jong Un said that he liked like his show or whatever, and so he's like, yeah, I want to schedule an interview with Kim Jong Un, and then they called him back while he was really drunk. And he thought that it was James Franco's character, and then he figured out it wasn't. And he goes, "Oh, me so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Like he just kept doing so many horrible Asian accents in that movie too. Oh, me so sorry. And then there was lots of North Korea jokes and lots of weird, fucking. But they took a weird turn with it though, because I expected it to just be like a mockery of North Korea, and it kind of was, but at the same time it was trying to make Kim Jong-un more of a likable character, so that James Franco, who was a really horrible character, could then relate to him, because he was really fucking stupid. And then he's like, oh, maybe we really shouldn't kill Kim Jong-un, and like, because he's actually kind of a cool guy, you know? And then it turns out he's absolutely fucking horrible, and he's the dictator. And
Because he's Kim Jong-un.
But does he
spoiler
talk to
alert, they
dolphins?
kill him.
They kill him.
Does he talk to dolphins?
He doesn't. They address that, and they address the rumor that he doesn't poop. So much. In fact, like 50% of the movie is addressing the rumor that he doesn't poop. Because what happens is, I'm just gonna spoil this because
That's fine.
honestly, it's the interview. Like, okay, so he asked him if he talked to dolphins, and he was like, "No, I don't fucking talk to dolphins." And he asked him, "People say that you don't pee or poop," and he's like, "No, I do poop. Like, that's just... He's, like, trying to cover his ass because he wants Dave Skylark to, like, think that he's really cool. And then later, during the actual interview that is going live around the world, Dave Skylark makes Kim Jong-un cry, and he cries so much that he shits himself. And he, like, sharts in his pants, and then that makes North Korea go, oh, he actually isn't a god because he does poop, and he just pooped on live television, and so that's what cures North Korea of their dictatorship. And then they kill him. So
Fair enough.
So he sharts. Kim Jong-un sharts.
But did I not point out that if the interview does get back to movies, great marketing scheme?
Very good marketing.
Very.
Like 15 million streaming alone.
Yeah.
15 million streaming alone,
And then
and
like 3.
so far it's been about $50 million worth of income total, and it was a $90 million movie. So they still haven't made their broken even. But
Nothing
I guarantee
works better
you,
than saying you can't have it and then saying, okay, you can have it, but only in this select medium.
yeah. And so, like, they will be hitting their mark fairly soon.
yeah.
Okay. Can I say
Yes.
No.
I would have been perfectly fine had they ended the Christmas special before they woke up the last time, where she was an old lady.
Oh,
That wasn't the last time they woke up, though.
That was before the last
Well,
time.
that was
Before
the
the
last
last time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
No. I'll watch it. I
That
still
would
got
have
it.
been perfect. She's been confirmed to be in the entirety of season 9.
Has she?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
After all the rumors
Yes.
of her leaving.
She's not leaving.
Damn or damn?
I don't know. I kind of wanted to see someone else, but
Right, but at the same time, she is a good
They're
character.
probably going to introduce someone else.
yes, they have to.
Probably. Because, I mean, that's what they did with Amy, is that they had Amy in for a while.
And then Rory.
Rory.
A few episodes, and
Well,
then
and a
Rory
lot of
showed
people
up.
thought that was what Danny Pink was going to be.
And then they were just like, hey, he got hit by a fucking car.
Yeah.
Piss off. Spoilers. He did.
Anything else on our list of awesome?
Yes, we have media, which has been provided by Elliot T. Different, forms of media or
Your opinion versus physical and digital media, forms of media.
I said this on our gameplay LP yesterday, but Quentin Tarantino has a thing against digital media because he thinks that only film should be allowed, and I don't think so, because digital is a lot easier to acquire, and that means that more consumers can get their hands on filmmaking equipment and audio equipment and digital equipment that we have like right now, and they can express themselves creatively without having to spend like $1 billion like Quentin Tarantino does. And I think that's great. I think that there would be more people in the film industry now than there ever have been, and I think that is what's going to happen. Because it's going to be easier to access. I mean, look at YouTube. YouTube has grown.
that looks really weird under a blanket, right?
What is it? What was I doing? What was I doing?
You were scratching your knee, but your hand was like down here.
Oh.
Oh, man.
The blanket was like.
Let me tell you about my digital media.
Well, I'm talking about digital media. I'm just going to jack off while we're recording.
Tony was humping the couch last night.
But,
and-
I mean, like I said, look at YouTube, though, because there are so many people that are making a lot of money on YouTube. It was just confirmed that PewDiePie makes over $4 million a year.
The guy's an asshole.
Guy's an asshole, but
He's
good.
a twat.
But, I mean, good for fucking him.
Yeah, right.
he's
Because
making a lot
he
of
got
money.
his hands on digital media, he found something that people want to watch, and he marketed it, and now is fucking rich as fuck.
Yeah, he's just have more money
And
pouring out of
there's
his ass.
that medium can only grow now because digital media.
My
is a thing.
biggest hope with digital media is it will allow things like reality TV that's on TV to get the fuck off TV.
Yeah.
And that it's one of those things that if you want to watch it, fine, go look for it. Don't be part of programs that people are trying to watch actual things. And another thing is, like, I think, which it's still relatively young, especially as far as, the technology jump in the last 20 years has been huge compared to all of history. I mean, a lot of parts of history. And I think we're still learning how to, what should be expressed, what causes certain expressions, and that's the whole freedom of speech. Like, at one point is your freedom of speech causing harm to another person, then it's a problem. And we're still kind of learning how to deal with that and find the appropriate compensations with it.
Exactly, and nowadays it's getting people that are able to express themselves, but creatively with YouTube, to be discovered by bigger, more important people, like people on TV and people in movies and people in the music industry. Fucking Justin Bieber apparently got discovered on YouTube, and fuck that. But I mean,
yeah, that's the only reason why I dislike YouTube.
Yeah,
That's because
YouTube. That's your only.
YouTube. That's the only. It's your only negative.
Only
You
thumbs.
let Justin Bieber have
Only
it.
That's some
thumbs down.
assassins.
And I really like digital media. Like a friend of Tony and I's, who hopefully will be on the show in the future, Ricky, is self-published on Amazon books, and so people can just download them with their Kindles, like right there. And
Right.
Well, in like music, iTunes, a lot of people can do that too. That you can just a up and coming artist, Steve Grand, he used a lot of digital media rather than going through a public
a publicist.
label and a manager and everything like that. He used a lot of digital media, and he's not a country singer per se, but he wrote a song that kind of sounds country, but it's about his love for this guy and about how he wants to be his all-American boy and everything. And not many gay artists get recognized. A lot of it's because, the LGBT group makes up, according to statistics, 10 to 20% of the population, not a huge demographic to try and break into.
Right.
But this was a song that a lot of people were able to relate to, which most labels would not have approved of. Just because they wouldn't have expected it to do well.
And then the only problem that I have, like, nowadays is people that reject that kind of medium, which I don't think that they should, because people that are already in an industry not liking this new way for other people to, like, get into it, that kind of bugs me. It's like YouTube is no longer America's Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah.
It's not the place where you record something kind of cool that happened and or a cat that's, I don't know,
Grumpy.
fucking a turtle. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
That's a poor turtle.
It's a poor turtle. But that's not that anymore. There are people that can make really, really important and really, really cool things. And to reject that's kind of being an asshole.
I think from Tarantino's perspective, it is a threat on a lot of the richer and more famous producers, directors, even actors themselves.
It's a threat
lot
for them,
more.
yeah.
And to them, that's scary. But at the same time, it's going to allow focus for other stories that would not have gotten recognized before to get that production value and to be able to... Because a lot of movies that are like, you watch independent movies and foreign movies... They don't have the budget as, like, some of these, high-street American movies, but it's a great story.
Right.
It's just, like, sometimes, the camera work really sucks, or the lighting and the stage and everything is kind of shoddy, and or just they're using outdated equipment. And it's really unfortunate that, these other low production values weren't able to get as recognized. But with digital, with, streaming, with YouTubes, with sharing and everything like that, they're able to get recognized, and they're able to, like, people are like, wow, this is really, and, especially with older movies that some people didn't know about that were independent movies, they're finally kind of getting a voice.
Right. I think about it... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, no, I was going to say, I really feel that Hollywood itself is getting stale because there's not a new talent coming in. And
Most of them are coked out and
coked out, heroin
sleeping
out.
with everyone that has genitalia.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
In fact, that is everyone.
Almost
In
everyone.
fact, oh, yeah.
Like a tragic genitalia losing accident.
An unfortunate
smelting action. The thing I like about YouTube a lot, and I just recently watched another, it was YouTubers react to YouTube Rewind 2014, and a couple of them were talking about, like, we want to be taken seriously more by, the different media, because a lot of the high up, like, oh, 9 News shit, they're just like, oh, that's pathetic. Like, YouTube's not a thing, which is goes towards their ignorance.
Yeah, did you ever see that interview from Good Morning America where they interviewed Jenna Marbles, and they just made fun of her the whole time because she it makes videos on the internet and it's all completely ridiculous and none of it has a point, and therefore why is she famous? Oh, look, it's such a random happenstance. Let's document it because it's some sort of freak of nature rather than, oh, she's actually doing something kind of cool and people want to watch her do this.
And I don't think a lot of people comprehend that, it's like, oh, you went to college for 4 years and then you went to a big company and they hired you and now you talk about, a cat pageant in front of a camera. And it's like, some of these people on YouTube went from nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing to making $4 million a year.
Absolutely.
What the fuck did you do? Good job. You got hired by a shitty company that spits out stupid news.
So many people, and I was thinking about this today, so many people judge today by yesterday's standards, and they think that that's what they have to do. They have to grow up, they have to get a job that's meaningless, where they're a cog in the corporate world, and they just keep on moving forward, and they don't really live, they just become a drone.
You're making me depressed. Continue.
You're not a cog, you're a security guard.
You're a security guard. You're not a cog.
If anyone's the cog here, it's me.
Well, I was just
Retail.
thinking of Edward's, you said 8 months?
8 months, yeah.
I got my first job when I was 10.
Wow, he beat
Wow.
me.
I
Child
was
labor.
reffing soccer games every weekend. I would do
Yeah, but
a
that's
minimum of
different.
4. How is that different?
Well, 'cause-
running for 4 games.
Okay,
Each
well, if
game
you
is a
consider
minimum of an hour.
my first job, that was when I was 10, and I was watering my neighbor's flowers, and she paid me $20.
Did you have
a month.
deranged parents screaming at you, telling you were watering the flowers incorrectly?
I think it depends on what you clarify as a job.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm talking
this is getting out of control.
well, I'm talking about
we were talking
worked
about
for a
YouTube a
company.
second ago. What?
And got a paycheck.
well, yes, but I'm talking about person in a cubicle on a floor with 100 people in the same cubicle.
Okay.
Where you're just I'm assuming you like
I was
soccer.
14. Reffing does not make you like soccer.
I'm assuming you liked it when you started.
No, I love soccer. I really do. And sometimes it's really fun to ref a game. However, you do have about 60 people yelling at you for an hour and a half as you sprint from goalpost to goalpost. There are plenty of fat cops, there are plenty of fit cops. So a good referee is someone who is in shape and can run that full amount. There are plenty of crappy referees that can't, move all of 5 feet down the field in the course of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I was one of the better referees. I got recognized a number of times in years as being amongst the top. And I had to do adult games from the age of 12 on. Well, didn't have to. I signed up to. So this was people who could be my parents, and I had to tell them when they, handled the ball or if they were offsides or anything like that, and stand my ground in front of them. They didn't have many kids doing adult games.
But to end our conversation on YouTube, I remember that my mom told me this, that right after I was born or whatever, my grandfather, he said to her that I would grow up and probably have a job that no one knows exists yet. And that's, really cool.
Was your grandfather psychic?
Yes.
Well, I mean, you can say that a lot about, most of the people that are born, right now. Mm-hmm. Because we don't know anything about what's going to change in the future.
Oh, yeah.
Back to the Future certainly didn't.
Yes,
Yep.
and I think Edward's grandfather was just a very forward-thinking man compared to a lot of the other people these days.
When most people are like, it should be like the old days. And it's like, in the old days, no. Do you know what you were doing in the old days? Do you know how inefficient it was? It took you an hour to drive 5 miles.
You had ox pulling your vehicle. And on that note, that will conclude our episode for today. So, if you enjoyed anything that we talked about, if you wanted us to connect universes like we did with Chris Into the Woods was awesome. Go see it. Cool.
Moving on.
But what was his name? Not Chris Pratt.
Chris Pine?
Chris Pine. Chris Pine and Chris Pratt are the same person.
No.
I kept getting confused. I'm like, Guardians of the Galaxy, Star Trek. What's going on?
No. Guardians of the Galaxy. Like he, after he did all of the stuff with Ronan, he went back to
Jurassic Park.
He went back to Jurassic Park. He got fired from there and then works at the Parks and Recreation District in
Before that,
in Pawnee.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you want to hear anything else like that, or if you want to hear us talk about anything specific, let us know in the comments or email us. Please give us a like. Please subscribe. I know we had like another subscriber this week.
Yep,
and
we're at 18.
Someone commented on, I think, our Don't Starve video.
Really?
I saw this. Whoa. Okay.
Oh my God.
But we love when you comment stuff like that. It just
Yes,
means that people are watching us, and it means a lot to know that
I got so excited, my neck spazzed out and got really, really tight. That
something
hurt.
is happening on the outside world. So, thank you all for listening, and we shall see you next week. Bye!
See ya. Thanks for joining us. 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 See ya. Thanks for